This is Teddy Robb. I'm Holly Hutton with the Rob and Holly Show. Rob's not here. And the song that you have, your single right now, is Question the Universe. And it's one of my favorite titles because I always say the universe does this or the universe is making this happen. And that is like literally the song lyrics that you have.
Yeah, and I mean, over the last few years, I've questioned a lot of things, and so this song takes its spin on love and questioning that.
Don't you think it's perfect though that today we're talking about it, and just a couple days ago they've confirmed that aliens are real?
Yes, timing is lining up perfect for questioning the universe.
Do you believe? Like, it's funny. Do you believe what they say that the aliens are real, or have you always believed the aliens are real? Or you're like, oh yeah, finally.
I've always believed it. And then back in like 2017, I saw some weird stuff up in the sky.
Wait, what? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. I go on a fishing trip up in Canada every year. So we're like way off the grid where, you have no light pollution. You're in the middle of the woods. You're 4 hours from civilization. And so it's like where you can see the Milky Way, everything. And we saw something come down in front of us, stop, hover, and then shoot off into space. So
are you kidding?
I haven't told that story on air until now that everybody knows aliens are real.
Right. Now you're like, now I don't sound like an insane person.
Yeah.
Did you feel like maybe someone would think you're crazy if you told that?
Yeah, it was me and 3 of my best friends, though, and we all looked at each other and we're like, we all saw that, right?
And you're like, that's weird. That was super weird. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Other than my mom, I don't think I've ever met anybody that claims to have actually seen a UFO. That's a UFO.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
saw
normal.
something that I couldn't explain.
It's not normal. No airplane does that. Helicopter, no.
No, not the way that it stopped and just hovered and kind of darted around and then shot off into space. That's what we saw.
You almost got abducted.
I'm here for it.
Are you offended that you didn't get abducted?
Yes, I am here. Take me. I'm trying to hang out.
Out of your 3 friends that were there that day, which one do you think would have been most valuable to the aliens? You, because you would play an instrument.
I
you
would have shown them some
them.
country music for sure.
Right? You're like, let me help you on this.
I've got one great party trick, and it's to pull out a guitar and sing some country music.
So you bring up Canada, and you have the song with Megan Patrick. She's Canadian as well. How did you meet Megan Patrick? How did that song come about? I know it's been a while, but I don't know the story behind it.
Gosh, Megan and I, we go back a ways. We heard her voice on Really Shouldn't Drink Around You and fell in love with it. And that was kind of how we met, through that song.
Really?
And we've been friends since.
Oh, that's so great. I think she's so fun and such a good, fun artist, like a badass.
And
she yells at people on stage. I like
she
that.
Snowboards, and I'm a big snowboarder, so we have a lot in common. And then I obviously love Mitch and what he's doing. I've been on the road some with him, so they're just like the ultimate power couple.
They really are. Have you ever had to yell at on stage at anybody for doing anything? People are throwing things now. That's like the new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
that's something else.
That was something else. No, did you see that? Like Cardi B threw a microphone But I mean,
you got to be ready for that.
I mean, I was like, that's not out of character. I feel like that was right in line. But have you had anything weird thrown at you on stage yet?
Weird. I don't know about weird, but I've had, interesting things thrown at me. Like a brawl or something.
That's so weird. I think it's weird. Like, I've never gone to a concert and thought, I'm taking off my bra right now, I'm throwing it. But maybe I'm just not that person or something like that.
Haven't seen the right artist.
Maybe I haven't been in the right state of mind.
Have you been to a Teddy Robb show?
I know. I think I need to. It's usually too when people start throwing one shoe. I'm like, why? You got to go around with only one shoe.
Yeah.
You're never going to get that shoe back. Once it's on stage, it's there. It's out into the abyss.
I'm definitely not throwing one of my boots at an artist.
Right? You have nice boots on.
Thank you.
Are those like
I've had these for a few years, and I'll wear them till they fall apart.
Guys have it so easy.
Maybe throw a cowboy hat on if I'm going fancy.
I don't know why I asked you that. I should have definitely asked you.
I haven't gone shopping in a while.
Really?
So yeah. It's
okay.
been
I always, in my brain, I think, okay, you're on stage. You might have like stage clothes and then like regular people clothes. Is there a difference?
Like
do you have that?
0 to 100. I'm either in sweatpants and a hoodie, or I'm like probably ready to be on stage.
Ready on stage, yeah.
Anywhere. Yeah. So I try to make it to where anything I pull out of my closet, if I'm going out or whatever, it works. It's very easy. I'm like literally always jeans and a plain t-shirt, unless it's a button up.
Okay, I asked that because I think the last time we talked to, I think it was Dylan Scott, and he showed up like he was just working out, like shorts and tennis shoes, and then the next thing you know, I was like, oh, no, he looks like a cowboy. Like, how about that? Like,
Yeah.
That's so perfect. Let's talk about a little bit about music as well. And you've been in Nashville 10 years. Mm-hmm. And you've been writing.
Not yet.
It's not. We haven't hit the 10-year anniversary. When is
yet.
the anniversary? Do you have the date?
It's September 2nd. Will be 10 years since I left my hometown, but I did live in Colorado for one of those years. So you could say
Like which year? Like the 2020 year?
No, like I moved to Nashville in 2013, did a year, and I was playing Broadway and all the clubs down there. And then I'm a snowboarder, and I was out in Colorado snowboarding, and one beer led to another, and I'm on stage. And when I came off stage, the owner of this little place in Vail, Colorado, was like, hey, do you want to be a house musician here? And so I packed my stuff up from Nashville and was like, I'm going to go for the winter. The winter was so awesome. I ended up staying for the summer, did a summer, and then I came back to Nashville.
That's awesome story. Yeah. That's very Dierks Bentley of you too.
It was very, very epic. I got to spend 100 days on the mountain snowboarding. I got better than I ever dreamed of getting at snowboarding. So that was pretty cool. And then in the summer, I got a mountain bike and was rafting and hiking and biking. It was just a really adventurous summer. Like I would play 4 days a week, and then the other 3 days I would just go on some sort of adventure.
That's so interesting to me because music led you on that adventure, and that is not really an adventure that maybe when you're like, okay, I'm going to play music, that you would have thought it would taken you. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not in your dreams, but it is your dreams.
Speaking of universe, like,
yes.
I've always been about that. And, it's like when I say universe, I'm talking to God, but like, it's everything. And it's like, don't be afraid to put stuff out there. Since I have been young, I've loved snowboarding. I was like, I want to live in Vail, Colorado, like as a young kid.
You said that way before?
Yeah.
Do you have a dream board? I know it's like
I've had them before, and almost everything always comes true that I've like written down. It's like there's some like crazy statistic if you write something down, how much more likely it is for it to happen. She finds my old notebooks, and she's like, "You used to write so much." I have like notebooks full.
Do you still write that way, or do you put it in your phone now?
I like having notepads. I'm always yelling at her about having notepads around the house. I'm like, I need notepads everywhere. Like, stop hiding them from me. She wants to be real organized, and I like having them everywhere.
You like little messes, a little bit. Yeah, like the artist's way where you're like, I
need a notepad. And
I love that because so many times some people are just writing in their phone or their ideas in their phone. And to me, I like to romanticize the process of writing a country song. I've never written one, but in my head, what I think that you should be doing is writing it on a notepad or like a bar napkin or, whatever the thing is. Is that kind of the process for you?
Sometimes. I mean, I'm guilty of writing on my laptop a lot, but I have a friend who he has a notebook where it's a really pretty notebook. He writes all his songs, and then when we're done writing, he has the other writer sign it. So
that's
writes
really
the song
sweet.
and then sign that. It's pretty cool that he does that.
I really like that idea to have
but
something.
I can't steal that from him. So
you could totally do everything. What were we just? Who was it that just said? Oh my God, I'm going to botch the saying. It was something like the good borrow, but the best steal, or something. And somebody this is not who said it. Like George Strait or something said that. Or I can't remember. It was like a big country music artist. I can't even think. Wow. And I was like, I don't know I think they mean it by the stage, like what you do on stage and how you perform, and that you would kind of pick from other artists. Gotcha. Do you kind of feel like that? What are you picking from other artists that you have seen your whole life on stage and in music and writing music?
Yeah, I think I'm just a big blend of everything I've listened to. And, I think that's where your inspiration comes from. Like, if you get too hooked on one artist, you're going to end up kind of sounding like them. You're going to phrase your words like them, or your lines. So, I mean, I love the Eagles, and I love George Strait and Bob Seger, and I'm just kind of all over the place. And over the years, that's just kind of ended up being my sound, is a little bit of all these different artists. You
can hear that too in your music, that it's not just country. There's like bluesy in it, like
a little bit of soul.
Yeah. I'm not a music kind of like a critic. Well, I think everyone's a critic, actually, but
Yeah.
I'm not an official one, so excuse me if I miss. But I feel like there's like bluesy, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. It's jammy.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a, even like I feel inspired by Frank Sinatra on Question the Universe. Like there's some things in there that I'm like, I feel like I'm crooning. I don't think I'm a crooner, but
you have an
like,
amazing voice. You have an amazing voice. So let's talk more about the song too, and just pretty much the process of writing that. We always ask 3 questions. Where were you? What were you thinking? And what were you drinking when that song came about? Is that a funny? Were you drinking water or coffee? Because it's totally fine if you were.
Oh man, that song. All right, so we'll start at the beginning.
Okay.
Didn't write it.
Okay. I didn't know this. This is interesting.
But it was written about me.
Ooh, like back up. Like how?
So this
like
is gonna get
you're gonna have to
interesting.
explain. Yeah.
We're at Red Door in Midtown, Nashville on St. Patty's Day. So we're drinking beer,
A lot of beer.
and whiskey and tequila and everything. It was like I don't go out a whole lot, and it was like kind of coming right out of COVID. So it was like things were just starting to feel kind of normal going back out.
Right.
So I was like, I got kind of pulled out by a couple friends to go out. One of them was Brad Tersey. Well, he was there the night that I met Leah. And Leah had, I didn't know this, but she had 10 days left living in Nashville, and she was moving to LA. And so Brad just happened to be a part of this story. And like during those 10 days, he was with us like 5 of them. Like we just ended up out and doing things. And Brad's like, I got this song idea. Your guys' love story is kind of inspiring me. I'm like, okay. Like, so we're talking about it a little bit. And then it's Friday night before she's leaving for LA. And Brad sends me a verse chorus of this thing. He's like, you want to come over and write it? Finish writing this with me? I'm like, absolutely. On my way over there. He sends me the rest of it. And he's like, I was so inspired. I'm so sorry I finished it. And he played it. He goes, but it's your guys' love story. Do with it what you want. And I just heard it and I was like, wow, I feel like I wrote it because I was there for all of this.
This is so, we've never talked about a song that was written for someone inspired by that. This is like a total first. This is so interesting to me.
Yeah, me too. I was just kind of honored, blown away, and just on top of it, I loved the song. And
it's a great song.
Unique. And so I didn't write it, but I knew right then that it was going to end up being our song.
I wondered that when I was listening to it because I was like, I wonder how much reality is in your songs. Like how much of it is real? Because you also have that song, Stay Single.
That one, I did write that one.
You did?
And I meant that one.
Yeah, but it's not exactly working out for you, is it? No.
It did not work out.
No. So cute.
Yeah, I showed up to write that one, and I was with 3 of my friends who are all married. And I'm like, guys.
Were they all frustrated with their wives? They're like, listen, stay single. Like this is a message from you.
Opposite. They're all having babies. Okay. They're all happy. And I was living in Sylvan Park, and it's like 5 minutes from downtown Nashville. Really awesome little neighborhood, couple awesome bars. Like Neighbors is one of the bars. There's my favorite restaurant called Park Cafe. There's a barbecue joint, Mexican joint.
You're having a great life.
There's a golf course, and then a path that goes around the golf course that is a 3-mile run. And I'm telling you, like every morning I'm running this path, and there's beautiful girls everywhere. And I show up that day, and I'm just on fire. I just got done running. I'm like, guys, all I got to do is stay single. And I got it made. And they're like, they just all kind of looked at me, and they're like, you're probably going to meet someone now.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Yeah. That's so funny. And obviously, she didn't move to LA. Or did she?
She moved to LA, and she came back a week later.
Really?
If you listen to the song lyric, there were some things she had to handle in LA.
I need to really focus. I get the song lyrics incorrect all the time, so I'm gonna have to do it where I can like read them as I listen to it.
It says, then she says she had a boyfriend, slipped it in the middle of a story about a trip to LA.
Oh, the dishes. Oh, all of it. This is so. I'm sorry to like be excited about your story, but it's a great story and it's a great song.
Yeah, it's really cool for me to be able to tell it too, because I haven't really had, it's just kind of happening. I'm just getting to start to tell the story, so it's bringing it all back up for me.
Can I ask you? I know you're not on mic right now, but can you come over here and tell me what it's like to have a song written about you and your whole love story? Because I'm hearing it from him, but to me, it's also interesting to like, you're so cute, like your love story. Is it weird to see him sing it on stage?
Every time it's still weird.
Really?
Honestly, as much as I've heard him sing it, it's hard for me to believe that that's our story. And, like you said, we're kind of honored that someone felt inspired enough to write it.
Right.
The coolest thing for me was I got off work one day and I get in my car and I'm driving home and the first song that played was Question the Universe. That's never happened to me before.
Never heard me on radio.
Never heard him on radio, number one. And then
then
to hear a song that was about us.
Right.
I literally started crying. I
Oh my
couldn't control
gosh.
myself.
That is so wonderful.
I had to pull over.
This is so absolutely cute. And I'm like a cheerleader for love. So like, I love the whole story and I love the song. It gives it so much more meaning. Cause I wondered, I was like, is this real? Is this reality? Or it's probably like just inspired by, but it wasn't inspired by, it was like actually about the story. So
100% true. I can vouch for that.
absolutely incredible. This is so great. Thank you. I'm sorry. We also never get to talk to like the other half that often because I'm always like, oh, what's that perspective? Like, that's so interesting to me.
Yeah, that whole week or that whole 10 days was crazy because it was a roller coaster. We're like, we're doing this. We shouldn't be doing this. We're all in. Let's figure it out. And then she's leaving.
But the universe decides what the universe wants.
Yeah.
Like you have control, but you don't really have control over it. Do you think the aliens, and we'll just circle it back before we wrap, the aliens are controlling it? Like they've controlled it. They've made all this happen. Can we blame the aliens?
I think we can blame them for some things, but I'm not sure how much involved they are in love. Yeah, I don't know.
They might like it.
Do you think that they're beyond love? I feel like they have lost all their sexual organs and they're just like these little beings.
No, I think they have to have love. It's like the most powerful thing.
Oh, wow. So it's not even.
Because otherwise, if they didn't have love, they'd just come down and do destruction.
If they didn't
so they must have the most love.
If they didn't love us, we'd be gone. Or
right.
Because I think they have a lot more potential.
Technology.
Yeah.
You saw them zip around on the thing.
I know.
It's gotta be something. I'm not even kidding. If that happened to me, my whole life, I'd be like, I can't believe they didn't take me. Like I would be so mad, like thankful, but also upset.
I think they might be a lost civilization that had the technology, and then they're us from the future, and they've figured out how to come back.
That would be so cool.
Yeah,
I love it. All right, so we'll start our alien podcast soon.
Yeah.
All right, Teddy Robb, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
It's so fun.